Orchids are not easy, and this is why it's important to do your research. This comment tells me you've only grown Phalaenopsis orchids, which is great, they are wonderful little orchids. But miniature orchids are a lot harder than normal orchids. Now I know I'm sounding mean, but I do really urge you to do a lot more research than what I'm going to give you right now, because miniature orchids are hard and I want this plant to survive with you, but I want to set you up for success and let you know these are not easy. They are really a lot of work. But here's a quick little rundown about what you'll need to know and to answer your question. So there's two types of orchids. There's monopodial and sympodial orchids. This is a monopodial orchid. The leaves, the flowers, and the roots all come from one stem, as you can see. There's just that one central stem, and everything is coming from it. Now, sympodial orchids are very similar, except they grow along a rhizome instead of a stem, and then they will grow a new growth. That growth will bloom once, and then it'll die. Not really like die, but it won't be used for anything except for storage and getting more sunlight and nutrients in through the roots. This is the pseudobulb that is blooming right now, or is about to bloom. This one will never bloom again, and this one previously has bloomed last year. It'll never bloom again. And the new growth behind it, might be able to see it, that one will bloom soon, in a few months or next spring. So if the orchid has a pseudobulb, it is sympodial, and it will be a much easier beginner orchid than orchids without pseudobulbs. This is a Mastivalia. It does not have any pseudobulbs, and it needs a lot higher humidity. Pseudobulbs hold in extra moisture and nutrients, so then if the orchid goes through a drought, then it can survive a little bit and use its own resources. This orchid does not have any resources because there is no pseudobulb. All it has is what's in the leaf. So these leafy ones are generally not very good for beginners or if you have lower humidity overall. Now, I mentioned earlier that the smaller the orchid is, the harder it will be to care for, and that is because the same reason. It'll have less of a nutrient reserve to save up on if you do something wrong. And if rot comes, it'll take over the plant a lot faster. If any parasite or fungus or anything bad happens, it'll take over that plant a lot faster. There's less nutrients, less space on the plant as a whole for anything to happen. So especially in orchids, the larger the plant, the better it is going to be to start with. Now, it is definitely possible to start with minis. I know people who have done it and done it very well, but you do have to really make sure you're doing that research so you know how to care for it and what it wants, because these are not like any other houseplant. But starting with minis is going to make your life a lot harder, so beware.